up, everybody? Keith, aka Gator Guy 231, and it is Champions League final today. And not gonna lie, this might be one of the better finals we've seen in terms of just pure talent on the field with Bayern versus PSG. No shortage of big names with Neymar, Mbappe, Lewandowski, as Thomas Muller would say, Muller himself, Kimmich, Gnabry, Goretzka, just talent abound. Should be a great slate. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to watch this preview. Hopefully I can give you some good tidbits to help make your lineups. Just want to just quickly just a reminder, if you enjoy this content or you want, first time you're going to be finding us and want nonstop soccer action to your YouTube feed, hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. FSI also has all sorts of other things we put up: baseball, basketball, golf, any of your DFS needs, we are here to help. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the game, the odds, kind of some roster construction. We'll go from there. First off, was really hoping to do a live stream today once lines dropped. I'm going to be on the road, so that is not going to be able to happen. I am still going to be able to answer questions in our subscriber-only Discord chat, but YouTube does not allow us to do live streaming from mobile just yet. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, they will, so please keep subscribing. All right, odds, 3.5 total. I'm seeing some books have it over. You listen to pundits out there, a lot are predicting 3-2, 4-2, 2-2, 3-3 score lines. Like, no, everybody sees goals. So that's going to be something we're going to talk about here in a minute. PSG plus 216, Bayern plus 108. Good thing on Bayern is that Kimmich is over all sets. For PSG, it's pretty much a split between Neymar and Di Maria. All right, let's start on Bayern sides and say are the favorite. Kimmich is a lock in like 80% of your lineups, especially cash. I think it's really hard to get around in GPP. They have him priced down. You know, DK has always, I've mentioned many times, had this like weird algorithm, especially on these big slates, where defenders are priced almost too cheap, even when the defenders like Trent Alexander-Arnold or like Joshua Kimmich, and they take all the sets. Normally they would be priced like, you know, the second or third most expensive part of the slate. Instead of Kimmich is way down there, 6,600. Again, I just don't see anybody in the range that's even close to him in terms of floor and upside. I've talked about this the last few times, but when Kimmich is playing right back versus the center defensive midfield position that he plays a lot, his floor actually gets even better. So not only do you have him on all sets, but you have a lot more open play value as he's going to continuously bomb down the right here, get in positions, you know, anywhere in here he can cross the ball into Lewandowski and Muller. Just makes him that much more of a play. So I don't see everybody around him in cash. He's the best floor on Bayern. You kind of go from there. The other lock that, you know, everybody's gonna be on is Neymar. There is not a better floor in DFS right now. You know, he's up there with KDB. I'm trying to think of Messi, those types that they just walk on the pitch and they have a goal's worth of points. So literally, like, Neymar starts the game out already scoring a goal. And then if you have a goal, you're already over 20 points. So even versus Bayern, I don't see a way around him. So those are the first two guys in my lineups. That's the only two locks I'm going to give you. But, you know, we're going to talk about the rest of the guys. So I think the biggest decision on the slate is, are you going to play Robert Lewandowski? If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you type in Thomas Muller on YouTube. It's just a hysterical moment of him trying to make a joke. But anyhow, deciding on Lewandowski is going to be the big decision. Obviously, it's the highest goal scoring odds in the game. Has scored in every single championship game this year. I think the pricing is such that you can get there and still like your lineup plenty. Now, do you captain him? That's a whole other story. I think, you know, for once in GPP, there actually might be some merit in doing it just because of Kimmich's price, because of Neymar's presence, that Lewandowski maybe goes under-owned as a captain in GPP. So could be worth a look in, you know, full-out Bayern stacks. Maybe if he picks up 2 goals, you know, you're in good shape. So Perisic will not be in many of my builds. He is the guy that will 100% will see sub for either Coman or Coutinho. So I think that if you play him, he'll be the least owned of the other attackers. But you're just biding your time that he better produce while he's in before he's going to sub out. Thomas Muller led Bundesliga in assists. He is coming off a horrible game versus Lyon, but he was super chalk, and he was super chalk for a reason, because even back to the Bundesliga, he has a good floor because of the key passes and where he plays. He and Lewandowski, really work well together. So I think he's more GPP for this game, but can't fault you for playing him. Gnabry, coming off of 2 goals, will be very popular. Interesting that he's priced above Mbappe. Very, very intrigued to see how that ownership shakes out, because I think there's a lot to like from Mbappe and Di Maria on the other side. But Gnabry, will need a goal to pay off. A lot of these Bayern guys need a goal to pay off, like Muller, Gnabry, Lewandowski, Perisic. They all need a goal or assist, or you're not going to be happy with their performance. But Bayern is favored. They could easily score 2 or 3 goals here, so it's just going to be picking them out. Again, if you want floor, you want to go to Kimmich. The other 2 plays, I think, that are – actually, there's 3 plays, I think, that are valuable in cash. Davies will be pretty popular where he's at sub 6K. Biggest thing with Alphonso Davies is he's not going to cross the ball 7-8 times. That's not really his game. His game is taking people on, getting some tackles, some fouls drawn, some key passes. But a very fine play there. I also really like Leon Goretzka. Just a quick little tidbit on Bayern. He has a ton of freedom to go wherever. So you'll see him a lot of times still up in attacking positions, whereas Thiago is the man sitting a little bit deeper. Thiago's a class player in himself, and I like his price at 4K. But Goretzka is the one that provides more upside. I think they're both cash viable. Alaba, Boateng as center backs, especially center backs are going to be dealing with Neymar and Mbappe running at them plenty. I think I will avoid. So that rounds up Bayern. Let's go to the PSG side of things. Your top players are the front 3. Honest to God, outside of those 3, everybody else does not have much of a floor, does not offer too much DFS goodness. I already mentioned Neymar will be a lock in almost every lineup of mine. Then the decision, and really, I think where a lot of people are going to go is like a Neymar or Kimmich at captain. So you have those both. I think they're going to go Lewandowski. And then because of the way the pricing is, you can still go Mbappe or Di Maria. Last preview, I was all over Di Maria over Mbappe, which proved well. I think for floor, I'm still on Di Maria, but the big thing with PSG, and really the big thing in this game, is going to be how the tactics go. So Bayern play a super, super high line. If you listen to any previews, you've heard this, so apologies to go again. But they play a super, super, super high line. It was something that I mentioned on the live stream versus Lyon, that I thought that like a Depay or it was Toko or Cornet could get behind Bayern and cause them problems. We saw Jordi Alba cost 2 goals, who's not nearly as quick as Mbappe or even Di Maria. I still think that that's a huge risk for Bayern here, depending on how they play. Maybe Hansi Flick actually tells his guys a little bit less high line, because Mbappe arguably could be one of the fastest guys in the world, in world football. We saw Lyon get right away within the first 4 minutes. Memphis Depay got through the line, had a one-on-one with the keeper and missed. Mbappe, I don't think would miss. So I think here I'm actually Mbappe over Di Maria. Just pure raw goal upside. I still think Di Maria provides you the best floor for cash games because of those corner kicks and his willingness to be out wide crossing the ball. But I think I like the upside of Mbappe more. And I kind of think that Mbappe might go a little bit lesser owned than we would have thought. So that is intriguing. Then the other thing we want to watch is Marco Verratti. Really, really good midfielder, has been struggling for fitness. My worry if he's in is that he wouldn't be playing 90. And I don't necessarily think that he provides like anything DFS-wise that it's like a must-have for you. So I would just kind of avoid that, just knowing that an early sub could be could happen if he's either off the pace or just injured. And Herrera is a nice price. Marquinhos is a nice price. Marquinhos is going to be way over-owned with 2 goals, with a goal in each of the last 2 games. I think they were both off headers. I know the last one was. I can't remember the one beforehand. But, don't expect too much of that. He only scored, I think, 2 or 3 the whole season. So, set piece threat, but not much else. Kehrer and Burnett will also get ownership. Neither one of them crossed the ball much. Burnett had, kind of a weird goal. We'll just call it weird to say the least last game. He does get forward, but again, not crossers. So, again, most of PSG outside of those top 3, not great for DFS. Or in my opinion, last guy in, Marquinhos and cash games will be insanely popular. And that's kind of PSG. One thing I'll just note, do not put any equity in my opinion in clean sheet bonuses this slate. I don't think that really this is much of a goalie slate either because of the totals. So, if you're making 5-10 lines, you go, oh my gosh, I don't have a goalie. What if that clean sheet win is going to kill me? I don't think it's going to. Now, that said, because everybody's jamming in the studs, goalies may come in under-owned. Just don't play a goalie expecting to have a 10-point bonus. Try to maybe play the guy that you think is going to win. So if you think PSG is going to win, play Sergio Rico. If you think Bayern is going to win, play Neuer, because they both should be pretty busy. And either guy shows up with, 4 or 5 saves, still concedes one, but gets a win bonus. That's still a goal's worth of points at low ownership. So I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's talk just a little bit more just strategy for the big GPP, and we'll be good. Also, just keep in mind, if you do have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at GatorGuy231. I'll try to check throughout the day to be determined how much I can while I'm on the road. And then if you check the Twitter comments, the YouTube comments, get notifications and we'll check there. So I think this slate above all others is going to test your ability to pick a score line or to pick a scenario in your head and go with it. So if you think Bayern are going to score 3 goals, you need to work backward and decide how they're going to score those 3 goals, and pick that strategy and then make your line to go with it. So if you think that Lewandowski is going to score 2, then obviously, captaining a guy that you think is score 2 goals is a necessity. Now decide, how do you think you're going to work up? Is one of the goals going to come from Kimmich? Are he and Muller going to link up like they did so much this season? Is Gnabry not going to score? Is Perisic you've got to pick these scenarios, and you've got to kind of in your head mentally play out how the game's going to play, and then make lineups to make that scenario. You can't force guys into your lineup. You can't go, oh, I have to have Mbappe in this lineup, because it's just not going to work over and over and over again. You have to make decisions and go with those score lines accordingly in the GPP. So I still think stacking makes a ton of sense here. I'm picking a score line. Immediately you can do a Bayern stack and then run it back with a PSG stack. I think on the PSG side of things, putting Neymar, Mbappe, and Di Maria, if you think you're going to win, is 100% the way you go for PSG. And then pick a Marquinhos cheap piece, run it back with Kimmich and maybe Goretzka, or maybe you get a Burnett in there, something like that. The coolest part about the slate, in my opinion, is there aren't floors that you look around other than Kimmich and Neymar and go, I have to have that guy or I'm going to be upset. And Kimmich is priced so cheaply that he's easy to get to. The hardest part will be in your Bayern stacks. You're probably going to give up Neymar. And then if that's the case, maybe you even play Neuer, just hoping that PSG does not score. And you'll be really, really contrarian at that point, fading Neymar, taking the goalie. Maybe you get I wouldn't do. I'm not going to be doing any Perisic, but maybe you get the lone Perisic goal, or maybe you get a Goretzka goal, and you're off and running. I definitely, in my opinion, I would play Goretzka over Perisic for the cost savings and just the player. I just think it's a better play. I think that will do it, guys. Just want to thank you all so much. Last few months have been fun of this season. Looking forward to EPL turning around. Just in the interim, not sure how many sites I'm going to have up for soccer content. I have been doing subscriber-only videos for some MLS. May do some Ligue 1, depending on the prize pools. But if not, going to enjoy some time off of the soccer videos, and then charge up for what's going to be a fantastic 2020-2021 season. Really thank you guys so much for the support. Good luck today, and catch you later.